important thing about every son of God is that our lives are doctored by the Spirit of God. Once you become born again, Romans chapter 8, verse 14. He says, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So, once a man becomes born again, you got to hear this now. Once a man becomes born again, God penetrates your life. He permeates your life. He will now begin to reorder you. That's the reason when a lot of people heard about the gospel, they were very excited about it. Once they got in, it's like they got into confusion. You know why? God is busy reordering. A person gets into school studying a certain course. And this is what I tell my life class students every time I'm telling them about Christianity. This is what I tell them. Romans chapter 10 and in verse 9. That if you confess with your mouth, Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. So, you become born again, God begins to infiltrate your life. So you say, I'm studying this course. When you started studying the course, was Jesus Lord? When I was going into school, I said, Lord, I want to study medicine. That's what everything is saying, medicine. I met some uncles, advised me, medicine. I said, okay. Wrote JAMB, wrote IGMB, wrote remedials. And that gave me 3 admissions. I wrote JAMB 4 times. I was in school and still writing JAMB. Why? Medicine. In my first year, I was doing very well because I wanted to cross from anatomy before I eventually had the admission for the medicine. But by then, the Holy Ghost has spoken to me. Because now, there are 3 doors. Anatomy, biochemistry, medicine. Lord, which one? The Lord said, anatomy. So I was already in anatomy when medicine came. Biochemistry, of course, was available. But the Holy Ghost said no. I didn't even know anything. If you know me back in the day, I didn't know any detail of these courses. I was just following whatever God said. You know, there are people who go to study brochure and, the job prospects and all. Temple was too dull for that kind of thing. But I just said, Lord, which one? Jesus, be Lord over what I want to study. And he said, anatomy. That's Jesus is Lord. The only problem a Christian can have is when he is arguing with what God is directing him to do. He is now fighting because of some uncle. He will not even know what is controlling him to argue. I thank God I did not study medicine. How? What was my first sign? When the folks that were to study medicine together were coming to my office to seek prayer, one of them came to my office and he came at late night, very late in the night. When I was done, he narrated whatever he needed me to do for him. And I told him what to do. And it was time for me to pray. And he went down on his knees. By the time I finished my prayers, he put off his wristwatch and said, Daddy, I'm sorry, this is all I brought. I said, Daddy, you are my friend, stand up. Who is Daddy? You who was teaching me biology. Because we studied medicine. He looked at me and said, the difference is clear. When I was done with the office, the folk who was with me in the office was driving me home and he was waiting on the roadside. I said, let's pick him. So we picked him and went to drop him. He said, Daddy, thank you, sir. Medical doctor. When Jesus begins to reorder your life, are you able to identify that it is his lordship that is beginning to redirect you? Because why should anyone who is a child of God, a son of God, a daughter of heaven, have any challenge in their life? If not that, God is reordering things. So the only challenge is your unwillingness. You don't have any challenge. There is nobody in this building that has any problem. What you are going through is a redirection. But many of us are not so yielded, so bent, that you just want to have your way, while God is also having his way. Everybody is now having their ways. Ways are now colliding. There is no mistake in the direction of the destiny of any son of God. As many as are led by the Spirit, they are the sons. So in 1 Corinthians 12:3 that I was referencing to my life class students, I tell them, no man speaking by the Spirit, and no man can say that Jesus is the Lord, but by the Holy Ghost. So every day, you know, this statement does not leave my mouth. Jesus is Lord. Because that is what confirms my salvation. He is Lord of my day, Lord of my life. Then I will come to you with stories, and everybody likes my stories. No, wow, your beautiful stories. How won't I have them? When his lordship is dominant. And I need to let you know, sometimes when God speaks, you look like a stupid man. It makes you look stupid many times, but you come out tops. So you can be doing anything before you got saved. But once you get born again, God begins to realign you into what he has destined for you.